Good day. Hope everybody out there is having a good one. This is your first time to the channel. What we do here is we find new music from all around the world. We follow people's suggestions rather than following algorithms, because we never would have found as much music or even the kinds of music. The algorithm never, in all of its time knowing me, decided to show me the stuff that I liked and never knew I wanted. It should have known. And but no, you really get a much broader horizon when you follow people's suggestions, and it leads you into places that the algorithm never would have went, never would have took you, and leads you to find music and stuff that you really never knew that not only you needed in your life, but you never knew existed, and was some of the stuff that's been the inspiration for some of the greatest stuff that has inspired you, perhaps. One of them great artists and great genres of music that's been an inspiration in a lot of ways is a genre flamenco from Spain. Get down towards the bottom of Spain. There's a area, Andalusia, that has and the Andalusian plains have given way to this this music, and has birthed so many key players within it. And Mr. Paco De Lucia, straight from Andalusia himself, you know, it's funny how there's like regions, and Spain is just like any other country. It's different areas around its country might be influenced musically differently, and we find different things. Just like here in America, we might find country in the southern areas, you might find metal in the eastern and the western areas, and some stuff in between. You know what I'm saying? Some things can be regional, and that's also why we get blocked off by some things, because why would it show you something that's not in your language? But because awesome, and guitar and music doesn't need to be in my language for me to enjoy it. And this right here is one of those key players that I was talking about, mentioned about like 3 seconds ago. Paco De Lucia. If you talk about flamenco, this person will be brought up in the conversation. That's just, a given. Him, Sabacus, there's a bunch of key plays. We have a whole playlist. If you want to take a swan dive in to flamenco and check it out, please do. Follow all these artists and go. You're gonna really enjoy yourself. It's a musical journey that I've been enjoying quite a lot. It's taught me a lot about the culture of Spain, made me want to be there even more. And this person right here, we've already done this same song twice, but this is a kind of music where it's like every performance of a song is kind of like a snowflake. It's no two are alike. You're never going to get the same one exactly the same. And that's kind of the beautiful thing of it. And this was my introduction. So it's kind of Entres Dos Aguas. But it's Paco De Lucia and Larry Coryell? I'm sure I screwed it up. You'll let me know. But yeah, let's check this out. This is live, so it's going to be brilliant. Very cool. start smoking here in a minute. You recognizing something here? Paco smiling at you. It's a good day. Nice. You had a last minute string change. Excellent. That's great. That's yeah. I don't know, man. That might be one of my favorite. I think it's because it's the two of them kind of going back and forth with it, and it's thinking about this song and how popular it is, not just within the flamenco genre, but in music in general. It's just one of them all-time great songs that millions of people have never even heard, and it's probably one of the greatest songs ever written. And from what I have heard from a lot of people, please correct me if I'm wrong, but this was one of them like last-minute things, like, oh, we need something to fill up the rest of this, and he was like, all right, and kind of whipped this out. He was probably had been playing around with some chord progressions, and then just went in there and one-offed it, and that was the story. Now, that isn't, you would think, no way. But there are a lot of artists that have, even like rappers or whatever, that I remember Eminem telling a story that he was all done and he couldn't think, and the producers were like, we need a radio hit, and it was his second album, and he was like, I don't know, he's like, yeah, I might have one more in me, and he went in and he did I'm Slim Shady, the real Slim Shady tune there. That was the famous one off the second album, I believe. I remember with the awards, they had a bunch of Eminem lookalikes. It was kind of funny. But anyway, this is a perfect example, though, of, when music is just coming right out of you. And that's what, Paco was like, a lot of people will tell you, and for good reason, that, the god of guitar, and there's no reason to disagree with that. But one of the amazing things is it's like, this might sound weird, but it's like there's times when you're watching him where it almost seems like he's this conduit, and everything is just, he's just, all this rhythm and all these things are coming into him, and he's the speaker that releases it out into the world. And just like with flamenco, with dancing and stuff, it's only it only makes sense that there would be a certain amount of just riffing and improvisation and all that stuff that we enjoy in blues and jazz and all that stuff. But it's like they never we're doing it to this level. I mean, like, BB King is one of my favorite guitarists. Really inspired me growing up with the guitar. Give me a lot of different ways of looking at the guitar. And it's like, at the same time, over across the pond, this was going on. And this was before now you have to remember, this genre of music is older than the country I'm sitting in. So that being said, this not only, did it graduate itself to guitar, but they were doing all these, like, you see some of them techniques, they remind you of anything? Like Randy Rhoads or any guitar shredders that are awesome? Almost, yeah. Well, I wonder. And that's the influence that sometimes we don't even understand, like, or we don't even realize that we are actually getting influenced. Like, oh, who you influenced from? Oh, I'm influenced by Randy Rhoads. Well, let me tell you a story. And let me, explain, I'm not trying to tell you that's where Randy Rhoads, I'm just using him for an example. That this is, he's a great example because he's a great shredder. And you look at, like, the stuff that, how he used to play, and you look at what they're doing, and it's like, ooh, there's that connection. And we're going to get more into that connection where flamenco and metal meet, and more than just in a Megadeth tune like Holy Wars, for a couple seconds. We're going to really explore the intersections that, and I think that metal in some areas wouldn't have gotten or done the things that it has done without this genre. Hadn't this genre been here, I think it would have taken a lot longer for some of these other genres to graduate in the way that they played, or the way that they approached scales, or just shredding the pickboard and going all over the place, and the fingerboard, and just going hog wild, but almost seemingly making it up on the spot, but it have actual order to it. And it's just it's a beautiful thing. And like I said, it's like the one thing that I really love, it's like every time I've heard this song, it's been different. It's been a different experience. It's still like all the pieces are there. I still got that, but it's like, it's still a different experience. And when, I've seen a lot of bands, and I've seen some of them multiple times. And I'll tell you, every time they play their whatever song, it's just like the last time they played that song. Unless they switch it up a little bit, it's basically, I get the same feeling. Not so with flamenco and a lot of the music within it. It's, you can listen to a song by one artist and it sound one way, and listen to that same exact song from another artist, and they come out around the same time even, and it be a whole different experience for you, but be the same song, but it just hits you in a different way. And that's a beautiful thing that flamenco shows you is, the the rhythm that comes right up through the earth, and like what flamenco shows us, that it comes right up through the body, and with him it comes right up through the body and out of his hands and to the rest of the world. I'm not sure how good of a dancer Mr. Paco De Lucia was, but I know his fingers did all the dancing that his body would ever have needed to do to get the point across. And really, when you look at the flamenco beginnings and you get to hear and you really see the reasoning for the time signatures and the reason for the rhythms and them kinds of, you get it. And we explore a lot of that here, and there's a lot of that to check out in the flamenco playlist, and a lot of awesome artists there, and of course the Paco De Lucia playlist, and we have a lot of other awesome genres and areas of music that aren't necessarily flamenco or even close to it, but after a while you start making some connections. You're like, wait a minute. So some of these things got a little bit too similar here, and it's really neat to make those those connections and like kind of reach through time and learn things again for the first time, and it's awesome, especially when it happens in music, and things can be new again, because things in music, just like anything else, can get mundane. And if you're not opened up to new areas of checking out new things, you're not getting inspired in new areas or from new things, well, then your music's going to stay mundane. And this is one of them areas where mundane is not ever a word I have heard used in flamenco to describe it. Ever. Not once. Not once has anybody ever said, yeah, this flamenco is pretty mundane. It's just, you can't even use the two words in the same sentence. It doesn't even, it's like, that's an oxymoron. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this as much as I did. This is one of my, I think, new favorite versions of it, and I think it's just because the two of them bouncing back and forth and just all the fun you could see they're having. And I love it when, and when you see the man himself, when he's giving you a smile and almost like a nod of approval, that's one of the best days of your life right there. And and it's very cool that this was all, that we have so much to look at and so much history that we have on film, and that's been recorded audio wise and everything. There's just such a wealth of stuff to get into, and I really would encourage you to, especially if you are an aspiring guitarist, please go check out this genre. Swan dive into this. Just type in flamenco. You don't even have to go to my playlist. Just type flamenco into the YouTube search thingies, and away you go. Have fun. You could thank me later. But please do go. This is a genre you need in your life, and it's something that it's truly, can be life-changing for you. It definitely has changed the way I look at music in a lot of different areas and a lot of different things, actually. And it's a very uplifting genre as well. So I'd highly encourage you to listen to it if you're having a bummer of a day. Put some flamenco on. That'll change that right quick. So, like I said, we got tons more news, reviews, reacts, all sorts of awesome stuff to look at, talk about, listen to, poke at, and look at, and all that good stuff. So please do make some suggestions. Let us know how we're doing, what we could do to make some improvements, and what you would like to us to check out. Artist, independent, signed, long since gone, don't care, want to know about them, want to get them on the channel, want to show them to the rest of the peoples out there. Remember, just, because don't take it for granted that other people know this just because you do. And, you know, you would be surprised the millions of people out there that would be so happy to know that this exists and that don't right now and that are just living with a gray cloud over their heads, waiting for Flamenco to come along and put a bright sun on their day. So please share it around, share the links. I'll have you all linked up to all the stuff. Share it with some friends, share it with some aspiring guitarists, and definitely have a good day out there. Above all, I hope it's going as good as it possibly can be. Do all the YouTube things, and we will see you in the next one. Have a great day, everybody.